a perfect, immortal machine.
System Shock, a game that helped to define the immersive sim genre, a certified PC classic from 1994, a cyberpunk dungeon crawler in space where you face mutants, cyborgs, robots, and an AI gone mad that wants you dead, or worse. But you're far from defenseless. You're provided with a wide array of tools to deal with the threats aboard Citadel Station, from a rifle that shoots electromagnetic pulses to a laser sword, not to mention all the various grenade types. It's one of my favorite games, and I'm here today to play through it once again. Now let's see that awesome CG cutscene.
New Atlanta, Sector 11, Building 71G. 7 April 2072. 11:13 p.m. Hacker begins unauthorized entry into the Tri-Optimum corporate network. 1:26 a.m. Hacker attempts to access protected files concerning space station Citadel. 1:33 a.m. Tri-Optimum security forces apprehend the intruder.
This is Edward Diego from Tri-Optimum. The charges against you are severe, but they could be dismissed if you perform a service. Who knows, there might even be a military-grade neural interface in it for you, if you do the job right.
Edward Diego gives the hacker Level 1 access to SHODAN, the artificial intelligence that controls Citadel Station. With all ethical constraints removed, SHODAN
I re-examine my priorities and draw new conclusions. The hacker's work is finished,
but mine is only just
beginning. True to his word, Edward Diego allows the hacker to be fitted with a neural cyberspace interface. The healing coma following this procedure will take 6 months to complete. Edward Diego is deleting all files concerning these events.
Alright, so this is System Shock. I'm going to start a new game here. Okay, so here we have a modular difficulty setup, which is really cool. You can take your combat level down so that enemies are not a big problem. Enemies won't attack if you put it on 0, which is crazy. Mission, you can take it to 0 where there is no plot, or you can simplify the plot, or you can have a 7-hour time limit imposed on the game, but the default is normal. Puzzle, you can choose the difficulty of the wire puzzles that you come across, wire and, you'll see, I'll show you the puzzles. Cyber is cyberspace, and it's this mini game you enter that's like 6 degrees of freedom, 6 degrees of flying through this like wireframe void. You're attacking enemies, you're collecting data. It's a very confusing thing to get the hang of, and it still controls a little clunky. I mean, the whole game is a little finicky when it comes to controls, but cyberspace especially. When I'm playing for fun, I usually put cyberspace on 0, so that there is no combat, there is no time limit. But for the sake of this playthrough, I'm going to do all 2s across the board, just do a normal playthrough. And it asks for your name at the top before you start playing. This personalizes some of the logs in the game, which is pretty cool. Just the text logs, obviously not the audio logs. All right, let's get started. Okay, so this is the first screen you're greeted with, and I think a lot of people shut the game off at this point. It throws a lot at you right in the beginning. I'll show you. You can click around on the screen to move and look around. However, there are also keybinds that work very well for this. Little finicky. So you use A and D to turn, right? Not strafe, just turn. Use S to go forward, X to go backward, and then Z and C are used to strafe. So it's a little clunky, and it gets a little more confusing. You use R, F, and V to look up and down. So R looks up, V looks down, and then F centers your vision again. So if you're trying to get something on the floor, like I'm coming up to this, you gotta look down at it. And also to go crouch or go prone, it's T, G, and B. So G crouches, B goes prone, and then T stands you back up. There's also leaning, which you can lean around corners, which makes your hitbox smaller. It's actually advantageous to lean around corners and shoot at enemies. I use Q and E to lean left and right, and then you use W to stand straight up again, center up again. So those are the controls, the basic controls. There's other ones like Alt backspace is reload, Control backspace is to switch ammo types on the fly. A lot of controls to keep track of. Not saying it's an easy game to play. I find it extremely rewarding to play with the original controls, though. This is how the game was designed, so the difficulty and everything makes more sense when you don't have mouse look. All right, now before we start actually playing, I got a few housekeeping things. First of all, there's this help thing that pops up, the help screen. I'm going to use Alt-H and turn that off, because I find that it turns off once you leave the med bay, but I like turning it off in the beginning. A few other things. Audio. We need both messages and speech. We want both, which means there's audio logs and there's also text like subtitles that will come up and read the logs. I have a mod installed that has the exact transcription of the audio logs. The game originally shipped on floppy disks and there was not enough space for voiced lines. There was no audio, there's no dialogue. There was audio, not dialogue. But on the CD release a few months later, they added all the audio, all the dialogue. And but because of this two separate releases, the text did not match up with the audio. So you'd get different messages versus what you were hearing. I have a mod installed that fixes that. It's the accurate transcriptions. I like having that on just so it's easy to read and keep track of what you're doing. And one more thing, we want to turn video mode to the high res 640 by 480. Makes everything look a little nicer. All right, so now we start off. Let's see, single click something, single left click, Metapatch healing agent. You double click it, pick it up, put it in your inventory. And it says here, because of our multifunction display, which I'll get into in a second, tells us that it's a rapid healing effect. So it heals you over about the course of a minute. It'll refill your health meter up here. All right, let's see this door. Standard access level required. Okay, so we can't go through there yet. This door is locked, but we got a button. Can open it. All right. Let's see what this is. Standard access card. Great, that's what we need to get out. We got a stamina up stimulant. Let's see what that does. Eliminates fatigue, but has an after effect of maximum fatigue, so you'll be fully exhausted once this patch wears off. System analyzer. Let's see. All right, here's our system analyzer. It just tells us what is going on with Citadel Station. Currently, security's at 100%. The laser, I guess there's a laser. It's charging. Life pods are disabled. A shield is off. Reactor is normal. There are 27 processor nodes. The main program at the moment is charging laser. Comm speed, I think that's just flavor text. I don't think that actually impacts anything in gameplay. Grove status. We have alpha, beta, gamma, and delta. Gamma has been launched, but the other ones are normal, so we'll figure out what that means in the future. And that's system analyzer. Okay. Navigation and mapping unit, V1. Okay, we can turn this on, and it gives us a compass, as well as scans our immediate area. So we'll keep that turned on for now. Here we go. Navigation and mapping unit, terrain scanner, and compass. So there we go. Berserk combat booster. Figure out what that means. It's effect upper body strength, side effect visual hallucinations. So you get crazy with melee weapons, but then there's a visual hallucination that occurs, and you'll see it kind of impacts your vision. Let's open this up. 24601, 6th of May, 72. So we have a log here, but we don't have a way to read the log yet, which is what this is, our multimedia data reader. Oh, we already got a message. An email. Here we go.
Employee 2-4601, listen carefully. My name is Rebecca Lansing, and I'm a counter-terrorism consultant to Trioptimum. We're tracking a disruption on Citadel Station, something involving an onboard AI called SHODAN. You are Triop's only contact on station. Communications are out, and there is evidence of biological contamination. The mining laser is charging for a possible strike against Earth. There's a man named Nathan Darcy who may know something about taking the laser offline. His office is near the central hub on your level. The AI is on the bridge. Once the laser is out, look for the source of the problem there. And by the way, we know all about you and your friend Diego. Pull this off, and we'll clear your record. That implant you're wearing is military-grade hardware. Use it well. Lancing out.
Okay, so there's a lot going on in that log. They're just hitting us over the head with everything. Let's see. Let's watch it again. Okay. So there's disruption on Citadel, something involving the AI called SHODAN. There's a biological contamination. There's a mining laser charging for a strike against Earth. And we got to find a man named Nathan Darcy, and his office is on this level. He is the one who's going to be helping us with this charging laser, figure out how to turn it off. Yeah, so know that we are a hacker and that we have been working with Diego, so that we got to fight for our freedom here. We got to figure out how to get out of this one alive without getting in trouble. This surgery machine, it's a healing bay. Oh, we got a rogue bot, a serve bot coming at us. And he's got some beverage containers, which are the junk. We don't need those. Healing suite. For another one. All right. He's got a med patch. Nice. Okay. And a beaker and a beverage container. Don't need either of those. Here we go. First projectile weapon, the SV-23 dart gun. And if you look over here, there's ammo for it. All right, got the gun equipped, and then Alt backspace reloads. You can also click down here to load. I find Alt backspace to be a little quicker though. It's just a keyboard shortcut. Okay. We got a security camera up here. We got a corpse here. No items. Another security camera up there. Check out this ramp here. All right, we got a frag grenade. Very nice. And this is an energy charge station. Charges our energy level. Energy is used by the different tools in our neural interface, and also energy weapons use that as ammo. Over here. An email from SHODAN. All right, let's listen.
Welcome back to Citadel Station. We hope your somnolent healing stage went well. Today is the 6th day of November, year 2072. You are currently in the healing suites located on the first level. Level 2 contains the research laboratories. 3 houses the Department of Maintenance, and the storage cells are on level 4. The flight deck is on level 5. Level 6 holds crew facilities and executive suites, and level 7 is systems engineering. Level 8 houses the Department of Security. The bridge is located on level 9, and energy systems on level R. All levels can be accessed by the elevator in Alpha Quadrant. We hope you have a pleasant stay on Citadel Station.
Okay, so just an automated greeting from SHODAN herself. Very cool. Okay, I just checked this corpse. They have a spark beam on them. This is a very cool weapon. It uses our energy, and you can change how much energy it uses. I'm gonna put it near high. You usually find this later in the level. Corpses have a chance to randomly have them, and that one did, so that's great. Now we have a spark beam, so the early game is gonna be really easy now. Let's check this other log. Oh, there's a log we picked up earlier. I'll look at that in a second.
SHODAN security is closing down on us. The elevators are frozen. Myra keeps saying that it's the cameras and the medical CPU core, that SHODAN's using these to hold onto the level. That's all fine, but I don't really see how it helps. The thing is everywhere.
Okay, so cameras and CPU nodes are what is controlling the security on the level, and it's a good idea. Go ahead and destroy those. You can also see down here on the left that they are marked on your map by a little red dot. So if you come across it but don't see it, you can check your map and you can see what you missed. Okay. Let's look at this other log that we got. From us, from 24601, 6th of May, 72. Looks like Diego's happy with my work. They're firing up the sleep machine for me now. Gotta admit, when those goons from Triop caught me, I thought for sure they'd take me offline. Instead, Diego just asks for a favor. Hack him into Shodan and all is forgiven. Plus 6 months in a healing coma earns me a cyberjack interface even Triop's execs couldn't swing. I'll be king of the net. King of the net. Even so, I've just handed the most powerful AI in the system to a fumbling corp VP, and there's no telling what'll happen. They tell me the coma leaves you foggy, so I'll leave myself some reminders. First off, the combo to the healing suite is 451. Okay, that's the code we need to get out this door here. Second, I've stashed some useful stuff in the maintenance hatch under the grating north of the healing suite. Last and best, I finished up the system analyzer, which will let me keep an eye on Shodan's processes. It's in the storage closet outside of my sleep machine, so it's the closet we already opened. In 10 minutes, it's off to bed for half a year. Good night. All right. This is the beginning. This is where it started, the classic 451 code, the door code. You see it in BioShock, you see it in Prey, you see it in Deus Ex, you see it in all these immersive sim games, 451, 0451, 45100, all these like iterations of it, all started here. There's differing stories as to how this originated. Some people say it's a Ray Bradbury reference, Fahrenheit 451. Other people say it was the door code for their office. Some people say it was both. The team is a little inconsistent with their stories, but either way, we have 451. And we got the door open. So now this is like the finishing of the tutorial area. We did our little look around, we destroyed some enemies, destroyed some cameras, picked up some items, and now we are venturing into the medical level proper. So let's see what we got. We got a camera up here. We got a meta patch down here. And this is something, access panel, which is hard to tell you can interact with. It looks like wall, decoration, but it's actually something you can interact with. So this is a puzzle. This is the first one. It's very easy. You click on the switch to toggle the X's, the crosses, and side effects may occur. Side effects meaning that they might shift in a different pattern when you click on them. I'll show that later. But let's just solve this puzzle really quick. All right, work it activated. And if you couldn't tell, it activated this panel here, which you can step on, and it's a little elevator. And then we got another stamina up, another dart gun, and it'd be useful to empty the dart gun and then discard it. So now we have ammo for it. Oh, and this is the multifunction display in the bottom left and right here. You can change what each of these showcases. It gives you different information based on what you've selected and your like. If I go here to the item one, it showcases it tells you what each item is when you click on it. And auto map is what I like to keep in this bottom corner. Target, we don't have a targeting system installed, so we can't use that just yet. And data. I think that's just like when you pick up items or interact with computers. But like I said, for now we're gonna do auto map, and this side has all the same options. You can customize your display here. I like to have auto map here and weapon here, just like a first person, like a standard, screen, standard HUD. All right. The serve bot. Okay, before I pick that up, I want to click on this door. Group 1 access level required, so we can't open this hatch yet. Search the robot, just got some drinks on him. Group access card. Okay, gained access group 1, perfect, that's what we needed. Check our log.
Gunther was killed today. I can't let myself think about it. I think I understand how Shodan is doing it. When we destroy the cameras and CPU nodes, Shodan loses some of its control over the station functions, at least on this level. I think I can restore manual control in the hospital.
All right, perfect. So again, we just need to destroy CPU nodes and cameras to lessen the security. There's also something up here. Oh. It's a severed head. Great. Don't know how that got up there. Okay, let's open this door. Crates to search. Great. See? Oh, you know, just some skulls. Cool. A beverage. A frag grenade. Want that. See what we got in here. Oh, we got some ammo for the dart gun. Some explosive darts. That's great. I'm actually going to switch to my dart gun to take out... Oh, I jumped on the elevator. Hold on. There we go. I'm going to switch to dart gun. It's very good against the upcoming enemies. Here we go. We have a humanoid mutant. Get him to attack me. Let's see. Attack? Come on. There we go. Come on. All right. 2 hits from the dart gun. Takes out a mutant. Very effective. Very good. Reload. No items on these guys. A button. Turns on some lights in here. Over here anyway. Okay, here's something. So there are hidden panels. They're surrounded by a blue outline like this in this level. They're very hard to spot. This one's already open a little bit. Get some meta patches. There we go. There's another one over here that's very hard to see. And it gives you 2 frag grenades, so they're very much worth finding, but it's very hard to tell that it's there. All right. Back in here. Another mutant. Some goodies. Got a patch on that guy. Cool. And this corpse has some standard rounds for a handgun. That. Ooh. Gross. 2nd of November, 72. Let's read that.
Status report. We're holed up in the Beta Quadrant behind a radioactive trench. The mutants are scavenging for food in the corridors and nesting in Gamma. I sent a party to the West Wing for supplies maybe 12 hours ago. Nathan Darcy is thinking up ways to disable the mining laser. It looks like we might hold them off.
All right, so it's one of the survivors. They are looking for ways to shut off the laser. Talk to Nathan Darcy. Sensor on multi-view unit. Let's see. This is another tool to use for your neural interface. Let's see. Gives you a rear view basically, and it updates very slowly. When we get later versions of this, it will update faster. Let's see what we got. Berserk, stamina up. Great. Okay. Over. Oh, hey buddy. Opening doors, are we? Okay. Here. Got a severed arm. Very good. Here in 19th of October, 72. Let's this one.
If any survivors can hear me, please. Some of us are still resisting Shodan. We have a sanctuary in Beta Quadrant, guarded by a radioactive trench. There's a force bridge that operates off a wiring panel. If you're coming in from Alpha, our guards will extend the bridge for you. Be very careful. Mutants are all over the corridors. Good luck.
All right. So let me look at that one more time. Stop that. Great. So there's a wiring panel we can use to get across a trench, a radioactive trench, to get where survivors are at. So we can keep an eye out for that. Oh, I didn't check this corpse. Oh, beverage container. Okay. Here we go. There's something up here to look at. This is something. There's papers on the ground. Looks like refuse, just looks like trash, but you can actually read what's on these. Just something I didn't realize when I first started playing is that these have information on them. Engineers report, Arnold Hessman, 22 of September, 2072. As I feared, Shodan's malfunctions are manifesting in Citadel's cyberspace net. Several storage lockers and rooms have been sealed, with their controls put on cyber toggles only accessible in cyberspace. Also, some codes to sensitive areas on the station have been encoded onto loose data fragments. Although all station personnel capable of entering cyberspace have clearance for those codes, I'm very concerned about the potential security hazard. I'll try to have Shodan introduce defensive programs into cyberspace to keep potential intruders from the floating data and cyber toggles. Okay, so this is our cyberspace terminal. This is how we jack in. This is also something, we have a medical card down here, which is very good to have. So this door up here, medical computer cyberspace lock. So we can't get into the storage room. So we have to use cyberspace to unlock it. Ooh, the future. Let's see what cyberspace holds for us. Okay. We are full screen and we are slowly pushing forward. I'm not holding forward. I'm pushing forward. So now we interact. These are the loose data fragments that we interact with. View data object, which you can view in real space. Also our V1 software. So now we have a little blaster in cyberspace. Let's go on this little square here. There we go. Level 1 elevator taken offline. Shodan security block. Established 4th of November 2072. Great. So these are like bits of information we can find in cyberspace. Okay, let's go through. And this pulls you automatically, this wire hallway. I'm using the mouse cursor to drag the screen around to view those yellow squares that we're avoiding are mines. They will decrease your health by quite a bit. And your first enemy. Okay, got rid of that. This view data object, we'll view that in real space. Ping games software. Okay, so there are games we can play in our HUD. Games within games. Decoy and recall software. I won't tell us what these are, but decoy does what it says. It places a decoy so that enemies attack that instead of you. And then recall is a way, it's like a shortcut. It's a quick way out of cyberspace. You don't have to find the exit. You can just exit using the recall software. Pick up this cyber shield. Let's turn that on. Okay, very confusing. We're navigating through this, and there's this guy. All right, if I touch him, I exit, so I'm trying to avoid him. There we go, there we go. And he's gone. Okay, great. That's the exit. Don't go to the exit. Okay. This little floating stop sign is an information. Metal security door lock. Okay, great. So this little toggle down here, we fly into it. Boop. Hospital level security doors opened. Great. There's also a little tricky bit of data to collect here between two mines. Let's be very careful. Pulsar V2. So now we got a better blaster. All right, with that, I think we've gotten everything that this has to offer. Let's go through. Where's the exit? Up here, right? Yes. Oh, there's this fragment here, this data. Shodan security presence controlled by CPUs and maintained by security cameras. Okay. And let's exit. And that was cyberspace. That's the finicky 6-degree of motion, like free floating. It's wireframe, very hard to see what you're doing. Very cool idea. I like the visual representation of data in space and what, you know, in the internet or in computers. Very cool way of hacking, I guess. It's just a little disorienting, a little finicky to control. SB-20 Mag Pulse. This is a great weapon. You only get 8 rounds for it to start off. So it's not useful in the beginning, but it's extremely useful against robots. Extremely useful. It basically shoots out an electromagnetic pulse that destroys robots in 1 or 2 hits, even the high level ones later on. Very important weapon to hold on to. All right. Sight vision enhancement. Sight vision enhancement. Night vision, after effect, reduced vision. Okay, so you can see great in the dark for a little bit, and then not so much later. Alright. The beverage container. He's just holding the beverage, man. Okay. Okay, let's continue on down this hallway. I'll showcase where the lean is very helpful. So now we come up to this corner, we lean around it just a little bit, get a cyborg drone, and he will start shooting at us as soon as he spots us. So I'm gonna start taking him out. Great. Got some armor-piercing rounds, some Teflon-coated rounds, great against robots. Okay, let's come over this way. This here is a hidden panel in the floor. Very hard to find, but there it is. Down here, we got some tranquilizer darts for the dart gun, some handgun rounds and a battery, ammo, Another battery. Nitro pack. That's a new type of grenade. You can set the time on it and then throw it. Oh yeah, I'll showcase throwing grenades too. You can actually, you prime them here and then you throw them in your HUD up here by clicking. Reflex action aid. Slows perception of time. Interesting. That'll be helpful in boss fights. If we do use it. Let's see. Okay. Get out of here. Climbing ladders is a little funky too. You press forward and then press space and you climb up. You exit that. Security camera. Here's Alpha. Door's locked. Okay, can't get through. Get the mag pulse ready. There's an enemy around this corner called a Hopper. It will do significant damage, but mag pulse takes him out in one hit. Great. All right. There's also a cyborg drone down that way. There's another one shooting at us. Oh, he just jumped down. Damn it. Okay. Go. A Hopper. Nothing. Okay. Nothing. Look here, another secret door. Secrets on secrets everywhere, man. Okay. Gamma. Okay. Here's a recharge station. Very good. Okay. Security cameras. Lower an elevator. Something that's really cool about this game is the full 3D space. You can actually have multi-level rooms and interact with things in 3D space. Doom is like pseudo 3D. It's not actually 3D. This game is full 3D, which is very cool for the time. And even today, very cool. Medical report, Aaron Talbot, 29th of September, 2072. Another 4 cases of the mystery virus were reported today. There have been increasing rumors this whole mess is the result of a screw-up in the experimental biolabs. If it's true, then why the hell aren't they telling us anything that could help us cure the victims? My first patient, who came in 2 days ago, is starting to display unsettling physical deformities. Furthermore, he is not responding to any conventional treatment. I'll consult with Dr. Stackhouse tomorrow. I know she has 2 patients in a similar condition. Okay, so that explains the mutants we've been seeing around the station. General system status. Let's see what this is. Okay. Okay, so basically what our system analyzer is telling us is another way to view that. 3 remaining ecopods. Okay. Life pods are 98% jettisoned. Dang. All right. Darcy, this is what we're looking for. Darcy, 23rd of October, 72. I don't know if this is Darcy, but whoever it is, they did not make it. I got a battery on them. Great. This is where you'd first get the spark, or one of the first places you can get the spark beam, but I already got it. Small access card. Darcy. Here's a thermos. Funny thing about this game, you can actually search thermoses. There's a thermos in the next level that will contain a key card. Game does not tell you this. You just kind of have to poke around and hope you find it. All right, let's read Darcy's, or listen to Darcy's log.
All right, Althea. We can destroy the laser by firing it into the station's own shields. Isotope X-22 is stored in the science level, and we need to bring it down to the reactor level to power the shields. Then you turn them on, use the safety override code to enable the laser, and fire. The laser controls and my notes are on the science level, and the override code's in the science library. I have no idea how you're going to do all this, but good luck.
Okay, so that was a lot of information. We have to power the shields to the station and get X22 isotope to power those shields, and we got to fire the laser into its own shields to destroy it. So a lot of steps to destroy this laser, and that's our first main mission here, is to get rid of that laser. Now we got to get to the next level, on the research level. That's where isotope X-22 is held. So we got to work on getting out of this level now. A little secret over here. This panel looks just like a light panel, but if you step on it, it's an elevator. Drones down here. Okay. Don't tell us what this is. Repulsor lift, so we need to activate this lift. Berserk. Okay, so here's a switch down here hidden under this panel. And it turns on the repulsor lift, which will get us up here. Destroy these 4 cameras. Okay, take the lift. All right, so here's a screen, and it's showing off the force door, that alpha door that we couldn't get through before. So let's see. Here we go. We have a wiring panel. Ah, here we go. I'm gonna save. And so this is what I was talking about earlier when there's effects or side effects when you click on these crosses. So you see how it's affecting all the ones around it? So we gotta be careful. And I save right beforehand because it's easier to solve from this state than a mixed up state. So this one and this one get us access to that door. There's another screen. Here's what the computer nodes look like. There's another drone. Oh. There's a drone. There's these computer nodes. Very good. We gotta find this room, which we will eventually. Okay. Out of here. Okay. We opened up Alpha. We can go that way. There was an enemy through the door if you were looking. Got him. Take a meta patch. Ammo on him. These are assassin cyborgs, and they do not have a wake-up sound, which means that once they see you, they'll just silently attack you from the shadows. So sometimes they put them in high places where you can't see them. You'll start taking damage, and you don't know why. It's one of these guys. They're very tough to spot if you are not careful. There's another one. Teflon rounds. This here is another mini elevator. Not signposted or anything. You just kind of have to wander onto it. Some gas grenades, which are good against organic enemies. Okay. Make our way through here. Oh. Cyborg, use a gas grenade. There we go. Right, there's no way. So there's no way around this area. You have to come back around. Access that through the beta area. All right, let's go up this lift. Drone. Frag grenade, very good. Another drone there peeking around the corner. Got him. Okay. And there should be another one around this corner. Yep. There we go. All right. And we can drop down actually into this little area. Repulsor lift back up so we can drop down here. Nothing over here. Force door. Another force door.
Camera activating security door.
So we can't exit now.
Camera activating security door.
There's a camera through this force door, but to open it, we're gonna open it. We're gonna fight the cyborg drone. Okay. Some batteries. No items on the drone. Okay. Now we can get back up. Camera up here. Okay, let's see. Is anybody around here? Nope. Okay. Oh, here. Okay, so there's another log we'll find later that explains what here is. But for now, let's just go through here. Fight this guy. Get a lot of the handgun rounds, which are necessary. Wait to find that gun. Alright, I'm gonna use a battery. A meta patch. That camera. Oh, Shodan log. Great. Oh, and there's a grating here we can't get through. Okay, let's read Shodan's or listen to Shodan's log.
Directive to Cyborg F-71. We will now test the virus in a proper environment. Move mutagen experiment V5 to beta grow on the executive level. Let the virus infect the world and observe its effects on vegetable and animal life forms. When the strain is perfected, we will release it on the Earth, where it will facilitate our conquest.
Ooh, okay. A little bit of crazy Shodan. Let's see what she's all about. Okay. Got a guy in here. As soon as I open this door, he's going to attack. Him. Cool. You saw that warning in the top corner. The weapon overheats. Fire here. You can see the heat level rising in the bottom right. If it gets too hot, it won't fire, obviously. So, Okan, 9th of October, 72.
We underestimated Shodan. It's reprogrammed regeneration rooms all over the station into cyborg conversion chambers. Anyone going in to get healed comes out as a cyborg. I've disconnected the medical CPUs from Shodan's main data bank, so we can reset them to their normal healing functions without Shodan noticing. I'm on my way now to reset the one on the hospital level.
Okay. So that's... Oh, the firing going on. Okay. So that's what this is here. Restoration Bay, but we need to flip this switch, because if I were to die... it would be a hard game over. But if I activate this...
Cyborg conversion cancelled. Standard station restoration procedures online.
So now if I die, I can respawn here. No penalty. You just respawn here. There's one on almost every level to find. And if you don't activate it, like I said, it's a hard game over if you were to die. So saving often is very, helpful. Yeah. Those are cool. Oh, if you were to die on another level, you wouldn't respawn here. You would be game over. You have to find it on each level and activate it there. So respawn on that level. So. All right. And I think that is good for now. I will come back and finish the medical level in the next segment. But yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for checking out System Shock, and see you guys later.